So what's hiding in this here port? Yeah, but another gestural beach. Rule of threes, right? Is this the third one? There's the platforming beach. The not very fun minigame beach. And whatever this one's up to, there it is. There's something over there. I hope it's Frolf. Welcome to the gestural race. What's the deal here? I made a little race here, but no one ever wants to participate. Well, at least he's honest. Some expeditioners came here before and called it useless, but you look different. You look like you love a challenge. Ah! Why am I getting a pop-up from Xbox again? Go away. Okay, I need to look up how to turn these off. I will throw you on the island over there. When you visit the race, come back here. I'll give you a reward depending on your performance. There we go. I was able to look up like the exact username and number and find their Xbox profile and just block them. They weren't following me and we weren't friends. And I was getting spammed with Minecraft invites that were popping up on my desktop. I'm like, what the fuck? I assume they were a bot because of that behavior, which is like nothing like bots to reveal weird backhole, loophole nonsense interactions that have been introduced to your PC by all these apps being overly integrated and hooked into the cloud and trying to have like sync your files to servers and have you logged in multi-platform and so on. I don't think I've ever opted it into even trying to use Xbox on PC, and it's just like, nope, you're logged in now, and I'm like, I didn't even know you knew that I was the same person as my Xbox. I guess it's there's emails in common. Here we go. Beat the race in under a certain time to receive rewards. Need to be in less than 38 seconds for the gold reward. That's fast. What is the race? Is it this obstacle course, I guess? Is there like movement tech I should know about? "40 seconds. Not a bad time, human. That's a silver medal for you. You deserve this reward." Resplendent chroma. Well, at least it's a real reward. This is so shit. And grandiose chroma. Those are both good. I mean, the challenge is shit. Like, this is... Now that I've seen what it is, I'm like, oh, this is such a shit piece of content. Like, these are just on average. The gestural beaches are so bad. They're kind of embarrassing, honestly, but this is just like, this is barely anything. Because the game doesn't have, like, movement tech. The most interesting gestural challenge so far, besides, oh, that's platforming or whatever, was the giant tower you had to climb up. Because at least it was like a ongoing piece of, like, stress, sort of. Oh, what was that jump? I'm gonna miss it by like 1 second. It's basically because of that weird jump. Like, this is just... What is this? I sense the same level of desperation that like MMOs have when they're trying to come up with anything else for you to do besides fight and gather, because those are the only two like verbs they put in the game. Which incidentally, MMOs often put in platforming challenges because like, what else can we do? Just to keep our players going. Oh god damn it, man. I guess I should try going right at the very end. I think that's the only other choice I can make, because there's like not really branching paths on how to do this. I also probably don't want to roll. Which I discovered you do by just not holding down. Oh, okay, I did it anyway. I thought I figured out a minute ago. Yeah, that's the difference. There's a path on the right. Okay. Yeah, you can be shirtless. Release the bulge. This is what my life has become. Alright, well, that's presumably the end of Gestural Beaches forever, so that's nice. When do I do the ice level? I don't know when I should be doing the ice level. I feel like it was still a case where the enemies were had just had so much health bar that I would still want to break the 9999 limit, but I don't know when that happens. I also don't know if it's going to be in the main story or if it's going to be like somewhere else. Like, what if you have to play the ice level to get the 9999 and break? No! There's a gestural beach there. There's another one. Oh, I can't go that way yet. I was hoping rule of threes meant it was over. What order should I do these in? That one looks like huge and dramatic, and this one looks smaller, so maybe I'll do this one first. The one covered in the agonized faces. That sounds fun. It's probably gonna be great. Anyway, that's enough. I'm pure. Too pure for bulges. The gestural haircut. Oh my god. Would you fuck me? Having Gustav's hair is eerie. Alright, let's go fight one of the Axons. Visages. I suppose they are.
So this is Visage Island.
He who guards truth with lies.
Are those faces?
An infinite sea of them.
Infinite, you say? Well, let's get counting and I'll prove you wrong. Also, I'm gonna run back outside and ruin this moment. Because I just remembered that the last challenge that I just endured gave... Oh my god, he's so big! I always forget how big he is, because you don't usually get to see him that much to scale. Well, no, he's not that big at camp. I think he changes sizes whenever they feel like it. Yeah, like they're way smaller here. Upgrade, please. I have 5. And now we're at the tier where you can use these. So it can become even more stronger. Base attack gives 4 perfection. So now his perfection's gonna level really quickly because he's gonna get 4 at a time. While also doing multiple attacks per... Because he has 2 attacks per attack, and then he does 2 turns per turn. So he's going to be able to do 16 perfection in a single turn just from his base attacks, not even counting all the shots he does. And now his weapon's level 22, caught up with the other person. 1200 damage. I think it's still... Okay, it was doing half as much damage as the other options that were its level, but now he does just straight up do more damage than everybody else. Regardless, except for this one here, which is also level 22. It's been leveling a lot. And now they cost 2, so it'll be a little harder again. And now I can comfortably spend the other points on other characters at least, because we're not going to be doing it with him anymore. Anybody got new dialogue?
I'm sorry, mon vieux. I know. I'm ready. When the time is...
Maybe not. Nope, well, that startled me. So he just got significantly stronger than he would have been. I'm glad that I spent that. Otherwise, I would have been locked in for however long this dungeon is without having the upgraded weapon. Yep, everything here is faces.
The island singing.
This melody.
This is creeping me out.
So the voices are diegetic. Tonsil stones. $69. Nice. That is the 2 faces.
What's it doing?
It's not attacking.
Was that an invitation?
So it seems.
Feels like a trap.
I don't mind a straightforward path for once. Better than battling through a mountain of nevrons.
No, Verso's right. Something feels off.
You were supposed to give it a little kiss.
Oh, I'm harmless. You don't need those.
Well, if you're harmless, then these weapons will stay harmless too.
Touche. Well, Visage invites you to join him in his chamber at the end of this path. I assume that's why you're here.
Where do the other paths lead?
You're free to traverse them. Masks are not just to obscure. They may also illuminate. Look for the masks that you need.
Meaning?
The invitation stands.
What? Why are your lights so loud?
Well, head straight to the Axon. Or take the other paths.
Weird cutscene. Okay. I mean, I'm obviously going to try the other path, so I guess it's just the game communicating to me where which paths are the optional ones for my own benefit. but like in one of the strangest ways that it could have. I just find a straightforward spell that consumes like 1 fire. Electrify consumes fire to generate 1 light. Thunderfall consumes fire for increased damage. I do like Thunderfall more. Probably should just have Thunderfall equipped. Lightning Dance is strong. That consumes fire, which I create here. It consumes earth, but I need to create 1 earth. Low earth damage to all enemies is not very exciting. That one does too consume lightning. I guess the issue with this approach is that you just end up with a series of weak spells that you cast on rotation. I gotta be doing that wrong. I don't know how to think about this character. What spells best rotate to let you consume stains constantly to generate dark stains? I didn't really get to test it at all on that last major boss fight. The Crow's fight, because he was so, you just had to keep shooting him and dodging and stuff, so I couldn't really get to do much related to what I was going for there. So with her, I was going for Pyrrelease, which I did accomplish now, so I need to kind of pick a new goal, I guess. Last Chance. Reduces self-health to 1, but refills all AP. That's interesting. It emphasizes the idea of playing perfectly. And it does make you able to trigger all those things that only trigger when you're below 30 or below 10% health, which 10 and 30% health is so low that I feel like I can't get those naturally, basically. You're most likely just going to explode. You'd most likely overshoot it and just die. Payback. Very high single target physical damage, 1 hit, reduced AP for every attack parried since last turn. That's interesting. The idea that it gets cheaper because of that. Extreme single target damage, 5 hits. Crits deal double damage. Take a bit to get there. Breaking the rules. Deals low single target physical damage, 2 hits. Destroys all target shields. Oh. And it's 1 AP per... Okay, well, we definitely want that. If the target is defenseless, play a second turn, and Verso makes people defenseless. That's her only break. Say, so damn it. She's so limited on slots. This is her 1 break. Puts her in defensive stance. That puts her in defensive stance. They mostly put her in defensive stance. So this is the fire spell to be using to benefit most from defensive stance. The problem is it costs more than Spark, which is why I use Spark more. Kind of feels like a mistake to swap it out. Are we still saving up for big fire on you? Do I want... Elemental Genesis. It's like her finisher, but I'm like, you have to have exactly one of each. That feels like it would take a long time to set up. You have to do it very precisely. And if I'm using a weapon that has a 50% chance to turn the things I'm generating into dark, that probably is kind of shit. I don't really feel like I understand Luna. Oh man, I probably have so many more skills on Monaco. Oh god. 13 new skills. I'm scared. Ballet Charm. Deals low single target light damage, 1 hit. Applies powerless to the target for 3 turns. Increase damage on caster. And break. Give AP to allies. I might try that one. Chevalier Thrust deals high physical damage to all enemies. 3 hits. Crits deal double damage. Heavy Mask increases damage. So this is an expensive skill. We want it more than the gross teat whack. So crits do double damage. This one applies defenses when I already have another one that does that. Maybe. Danseuse Waltz deals high single target fire damage, 3 hits. Deals more damage against burning targets. It doesn't cause burn though. Those are really expensive for a balance mask. Only one more expensive than this one, I guess. It's kind of interesting that it does more against burning targets, like that might be useful. Applies shields to target. Heavy Mask gives 2 AP to the target. Huh. The ability to distribute shields is interesting. To finally use it from on my own team. Cultist Slashes deals medium single target dark damage, deals more damage the less health Monaco has. I don't like that. Hexga Crush deals medium single target earth damage, 2 hits, applies defenseless to target. So he applies defenses a lot, but Verso does it for free right now, so not necessarily worth focusing on right now. Portier Crash deals high physical damage to all enemies, can break. Very expensive. Jar Lamp Storm. Deals medium physical damage to all enemies, 4 hits. That's an AoE. Saka Patate Estok. Deals low single target lightning damage, 1 hit. Deals more damage if the target is stunned. I don't like those kinds of attacks. I feel like stun only happens when you break, and break doesn't last very long, so it's really hard to ever get a chance to use that effect. Sapling Absorption deals high dark damage, 3 hits, recovers 5% health on a hit. Caster Mark increases damage and doubles the heal. So if you very specifically do it during Caster Mark, you get 30% health, which is not amazing. But the source of dark damage could be pretty good. I maybe want that more than the powerless one. Did I go past these somehow? Psychopatate Explosion. Deals medium lightning damage to random enemies. 3 hits. Triggers an additional hit on criticals. Another caster one. Compared to Brûler Bash? That's the one that can break. Don't want to lose that. Deals high physical damage to all enemies. 1 hit. Increased damage to marked targets. I feel like new ones keep being marked as unread. This one down here didn't say unread a second ago, I don't think. Applies a random buff to 1 to 3 allies. What the fuck? Applies a second random buff with caster mark. How many types of buffs are there? I wonder. Huh. Still doesn't really hold a candle to the fact that CL can, name? Yeah, CL can buff the entire party with 3 buffs at once, which is comical. That's the story a bit. There's a merchant here. Hi. Lovely to meet you. Bravo and surviving out here. I'm gonna fight you. Verso, more like Versus. Ha 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 ha. Oh, he's strong. He just doesn't get to have a turn. Okay. Thanks for the duel. It's been ages since I've had this much fun. He just stood still and I beat on him. Polished chroma. We still aren't resplendent. I never get to buy these. Neat. Healing share. Receive 50% of all heals affecting other characters. Huh. That's kind of weak. But does only cost 5, so given enough Lumina, you could just stack all kinds of helpful effects on people until you have a comical number of effects on you. So from that perspective, it's kind of interesting. Seidon, on turn start, gain 1 shield if at least 1 stun charge is active. Sun charge. Apply 5 Fartell on enemies that break shields. If they break my shield, they get charges. That's interesting. 2 sun charges on counterattack. I don't know if I want this one. Long ago, this island was just like any other. Some humans even decided to come and build their life here. Then the tremors came, the landscape changed, and the humans were nowhere to be found. I hope we meet again. It's a tad lonely around here. They said the landscape changed, so the humans were gone once the fracturing or whatever happened. Which is what we expected. Just at first glance, I was like, is he referring to some other more recent time? Because he said the humans came. So I was like, do you mean that, sort by favorites? Since he said humans came, I was like, did you mean, like, after the apocalypse? Because, it's been a little bit in the air whether or not they coexisted or not. Oh, she doesn't have warming up equipped. There we go. Had to get rid of some last stand abilities. 13. He already has warming up equipped. He has 7. Right, because he's a weird one. Could do Tainted. Just another thing that multiplies his damage a bit in certain contexts. Otherwise, unlike the other characters, I mostly want things that make his shots stronger. Free aim shots ignore... I like them doing damage, more damage, obviously. I don't think I like them ignoring shields. Because if I'm then going to attack the guy with my melee attack, and it's going to bounce off of his shield, and that sucks. Are there any more shot attacks? Piercing shot. I think they're mostly support. I think most on-shot attacks count as support because they cause a status effect. I really just want the ability to find categories of skills, because once again, I'm looking for things that affect his attack and things that affect his shot. His base attack and his shot. And I can't tell where they are. On receiving damage, consume 1 AP to take 30% less damage if possible. That is interesting. So basically, whenever you take a hit, eat an AP. Which some of these characters can generate a lot of AP, but it does affect your AP economy and could be hurting overall. And 30% less damage isn't a huge amount. It's okay. It's not like you're like nullifying the attack or anything near that. Oops, I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Exhausting power. Increased damage when exhausted. I guess it gives him something. I don't know what else to get. At least perhaps not until we learn some of these other things we're working on. There's a door on the left and right. Wait, where'd we come from? We came from there. Is that 2 optional paths, then a main path, and then even more over there or something? Are there more paths than the cutscene showed? It's peculiar that they just called out like, this is the main direction, those ones are the other directions, I guess. Oop. The lighting's being weird again. It recreates the aesthetic of stage lights in its audio. But in this case, it's hard swapping to different entire color styles. Am I going in the mouth? What the fuck? There was a mouth like this at the beginning. Could I have gotten into that one with the tonsil stones? Hi. Meowdy, y'all. So now if she attacks the same person as Verso, she does bonus damage. Well, she gets an extra turn. Which is pretty good. Downside is her attacks are now so expensive on average. Is that Berserk? Are they gonna get stronger every turn? She does kind of lack low AP options right now. Oh. Y'all weak. Huh. What's the difficulty curve? challenge curve. I didn't think out the syllable count for that one. I am perpetually startled by the challenge level of anything in this game. Huh. This is right next to the island with the scary guy on it.
I'm almost jealous.
On the surface, at least.
He
Damn.
who guards truth with lies.
This reminds me of the that one place in Elden Ring where everyone's like seemingly celebrating.
An advantage.
Healing tint shard. Ah! What the fuck was that? Oh my god, no. No. I don't like it. I don't like that at all. Why can't you go after Verso's turn? It's the worst thing I've ever seen. God, look how quickly my stuff goes up. I'm almost S-rank already in one turn. That's absurd.
Feel the burn.
I'm glad the horrible thing didn't get a turn. Annihilation. And more resplendent chroma. Surprised these guys are dropping resplendent because they just seem so easy. And I just associate resplendent with higher level enemies. But I guess I'm also getting stronger. They're coming for me. But I'm coming for them. Oh god. Ugh, why can't I hit them? Berserk these nuts. Jesus. That random chance to apply a mark.
Well, that will help.
But yeah, the old ladies having a festival are so spooky in Elden Ring. Oh. One of the expeditions died here, it seems. Meanwhile, I'm like, am I ever gonna get a hit in this level?
Ready to strike.
My sense of how much damage he's doing is all over the place, both because of roulette and the fact that he keeps applying negative effects that make him stronger and getting powerful. And he's also raising his rank up as he goes, so he's just actively getting stronger every time his rank goes up too. There's so much momentum going on with Verso, and it actually builds up really quickly to the point where it seems broken.
69th Expedition. Fleur. Good thing Anthony upgraded all the climbing handholds. Not only are they much easier to install in the cliff faces, they're also a lot nicer to use. We're setting the last few handholds tomorrow. Then we can finally get out of these caverns and see the sun again. I can't wait to rejoin the mountaineering team. I still remember that first mountain we scaled. Watching the sun rise above the clouds was magical. But rappelling down as we set the handholds was pure exhilaration. I know some of the others chafe at being restricted to recon only. I get it's not very satisfying making maps and prepping trails while people are dying. But this prep work will pay off in the long run. It may not be glamorous, but truly essential work rarely is. Doesn't make it any less important. And as the Expedition 69 motto says, we are literally laying a trail for the ones who come after. step by step, handhold by handhold, each expedition carries the next one forward.
That's a wild commitment. They dedicated their entire expedition just to laying those handhelds and stuff. That wasn't like a everybody kind of thing. It's been one of the ongoing surprises, the extent to which that each expedition has its own like unique identity. Not just because they happen to be particular people, but they oftentimes literally gave themselves one specific strategy or one specific role. Just one goal that wasn't even to win in many cases. I guess it's the closest thing we have to intel. I talked before about how, like, what the fuck was their plan? Like, why don't they have any intel whatsoever? There's the handholds everywhere. That's sad. That's her, I guess. But, like, I kept thinking, like, why isn't there any... Why don't they have any plans to send intel back, seemingly? And I don't know if it's been justified in the lore, necessarily. But at least that... If you have a very, very, very specific role for each person that might explain, or for each run, that's kind of intel. When every single one of them fails, then you know that specific strategy didn't work, I guess, over and over and over again. Is this what happened to most of the expedition members? They turn into flower creatures in whatever like ritual or thing. Oh, hello. Hi, prick. Oh. My attack didn't fire in time.
Let us stain them.
I think it's the baguette costume, but for Verso. Stop having shields is rude.
Let's carve a path.
Ruh-roh. Oh, ready to break. But I'm not. Damn. Can you cast your break? Sure can. Well, now you're fucked. Damn. Got one attack off. Now he can wear the baguette. This is Verso Gets Costumes, the episode. My issue is that I don't mind the French outfit. I especially like putting it on Mael. I just don't like the baguette that wrapped around behind them aesthetically. How French can you go? It's interesting that Mael's costume doesn't have it. The bread. It's just the rest of it. And I'm like, I kind of prefer that version. These are so eerie. Ah, it's moving. I don't like it. I don't like that at all. Gah.
Let's carve a path.
Damn.
What have we here?
One guy is out of control. It's almost tempting to have him be the solo fighter.
Useful.
Confident fighter. 30% increased damage but can't be healed. There's also 50% increased. There's also 50% decreased damage taken but can't be healed. Which, combining both of those, if you're also doing all the solo fighter stuff, you can't really get healed anyway unless you do it to yourself. Kind of points at an all or nothing playstyle that might work well for Verso.
Let's carve a path. You're outmatched.
This character's broken. Is this a path? Yeah, it is. Is there a surprise coming at me? Uh-huh. God, it's the worst thing. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Nope.
You're outmatched.
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm like, cannot stress enough how much I don't want you to have a turn. I don't want you to have a turn. More resplendent chroma though. Confuso. Big knife for Verso. But it requires a lot of upgrading from scratch. I do know that if you collect the same weapon more than once, the later version levels up the earlier version. What I don't know is it the level it becomes, is that just the loot that was on the ground? Is the one on damn. Need some water. So like, if I have a level 2 weapon and then I walk up and pick up something else and it says level 11 and I was like, it got leveled up to level 11. Is the weapon on the ground, the second one, was that a level 11 weapon? Or is that just a second copy of the weapon and it then levels up by X amount if you pick it up twice? You know what I mean? Like, is the weapon itself level 11? Like, if I don't pick up the first weapon and only pick up the second weapon, is the result the same as picking up both of them? I don't know. So when some of these weapons are suspiciously low level, I wonder, like, is it because I didn't get the first version? It feels late for them to only be level 11 at this point, but I don't know. A mask. It seems connected to the axon. It speaks. He who painted the world, seeking what he could not grasp, longing to share with those he loves. Behind this smile, what could it be? Sadness? Anger? Is it joy? Something happens. Ugh. Uh-huh. Oh. A lot going on. That's a lot of heal, damn. I felt like my parry wasn't working at all for some reason. Oh, they're armored. Rude. Oh, and you're an air enemy. Didn't really think that one through fully, did I?
Ready to strike. Ready to strike.
Huh. The fact that the mask heals, it's kind of irrelevant at that point. That wasn't really any stronger of a fight than the other ones. Surprising. I don't... Oh, they sent me back. Chapelim.
Did you hear that?
Uh-huh.
Where's the axe on?
Destroying these masks seems to hurt him. Then let's keep doing that.
Is that good? We haven't met the Axon, so I feel a little bad. Huh. Hints. So I don't have any of the better one. A shocking amount of resplendent, though. Give me the strong one! No, he's also up to A. Unscaling. Stormcaller is potentially interesting, and it specifically consumes 2 of fire, which isn't that uncommon for me to do. It's a lot of, like, lightning and stuff. Maybe I'll keep saving up for that. Well, we'll see what happens deeper in next time.